Hey guys and goddesses, so today's reading, the question is, did Kelly Chauvin know that Derek Chauvin was such a dark, racist, bad person? And why is she filing for divorce? Now, what do we know from the news media outlet? They were together for 10 years. She seemed like she's an Asian person, I believe, of Thailand descent. And she was crowned Mrs. Minnesota in 2018. So we know that people who are into pageants and things of that sort, public image is certainly very important to them. So we're going to take a look into her thought process and why she decided to divorce him now, which on the outside looking in, it looks like she divorced him because, she found, look at what he did, which is what the media outlets are reporting. But I just want to do a reading on it to see what insight I can get that may not be told in the media. So her family fled to safety in Thailand, where they lived in a refugee camp. She was born in Laos in a time of war. Anyway, eventually, she came to America, and in 2018, she was crowned Mrs. Minnesota. They don't tell much about her life in this article. So, Spirit of God, why did Kelly Chauvin file for divorce from Derek Chauvin after 10 years? See, I'm glad I do this stuff on camera, because the card that just flew out was death or rebirth. So we know that this is all surrounding the death of George Floyd. So she's not lying about that. It does have to do with the death. But what about this death that made her file for divorce? Okay. I love these readings, guys. So what's on the bottom is the Four of Pentacles. Right under the Four of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is someone who is holding on to their coins, holding on to their money, holding on to their assets. The Seven of Coins is someone who spent some time, they spent time building their money. She spent time building her coins, so she's trying to hold on to it. She don't want his actions, this death, to impact her financials. So the Four of Pentacles in this deck says stability, savings. So she wants, I live an abundant life and I have more than I need. She wants to continue to have the money, and she don't want her money to be taken away because of him killing George Floyd. It says, as I give thanks to what I am about to harvest, I know that my life is headed in the right direction. But with the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, she spent some time working hard to build wealth, potentially him too. But she wants to secure that asset. She wants to secure her funds. She don't want to lose it because of him. We have Page of Cups, Ten of Cups, and a Page of Swords. Now, I believe she is kin to the other officer, Tao. I believe that's how you say his name. Tao. I believe she's kin to him too, which could have something to do with these two cards that came out. We have the Page of Cups and we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is family. So she's worried about her family too. She wants to make sure that her family is good. But I'm going to look at this particular deck to see if there is anything extra added for that. Yep, she wants her family, she wants love and harmony and oneness. It says, I live in a state of oneness by bringing harmony and love to my relationships. So she wants harmony for her family, and she wants love for her family and togetherness for her family. She doesn't want her family to be interrupted by his actions. Then we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is wondering what will happen next. It says, this is the When Pigs Fly card, and holding it in your hands is a sign that unforeseen events are coming your way. So it could be she's worried about what could be coming her way, or wondering what's going to happen next. But even regardless of what could happen next, she wants to make sure that her family is protected. She loves her family, and she just wants to make sure that they're okay through all of this. And then we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is the lawyer energy. she probably talked to a lawyer, and the lawyer probably advised her, like, it's best for you to get a divorce. So, my next question is, after being with him for 10 years, now I know that some people are simply blind to their family and friends being racist. They're blind to their own prejudices. So I would like to know if she knew, Spirit of God, did she know that he was not a good person, that he had this energy in him? He had 18 complaints. So this is nothing new to him, and I believe a few of them he's killed before. He had several complaints before, and he's killed before. So, Spirit of God, what can you tell us about her knowing for the 10 years for the longevity of the time that she's been with him, did she know that he was a racist? Well, I forgot this deck doesn't have, so the three of, I believe this 3 here is the 3 of Pentacles. Interesting. So sometimes we overlook what our family do and we blame their teams. The 3 of Pentacles is about a team. It says, this is a good place for you. While it may not look like much to the outside world, your diligence is paying off. People will start to recognize you, interesting, and reward accordingly. This is a great time for teamwork and broadening your knowledge. So what I feel like here is she probably felt like she could work on him or help broaden his knowledge. On the outside looking in, it may not look like, he may not have been much to the outside world, but she thought he was something, he was good to her. It's one of those things where people are complicit with racism if it doesn't affect them. So he was good to her. While it may not have looked good to her family and friends or to other people, it looked good to her because he was good to her and she wanted to work with him and broaden his knowledge. Also, this is the team card. So potentially, sometimes people blame your team, like, or if something happens and a bunch of kids go out and do something and they do it with some other kids, the parents may think it was peer pressure, or the parents may think, oh, they had influence on the behavior, instead of recognizing that your child or the person that you're with had an impact on it too. They had a decision to make and made the wrong decision. Then we have, I believe this is the 6 of Wands. This is a new deck, guys, so bear with me. I haven't learned the colors yet. Yep, it is the 6 of Wands. I'm using the Cat Tarot for this one. So the 6 of Wands, she was worried about what was on the outside. The 6 of Wands is something, it says, whatever the question is nagging at you, there's a good chance the answer is yes. You have an eye. Okay, so I feel like this card is about, she is a pageant person, so perception is key to what they do. Public image is key to what they do. So she had an image to uphold. Regardless of what he was doing, I guess he added to her image. He added to what she was trying to do with her life. It says, it is about self-confidence. It is about how people are viewing you and following you. He added to that, but that doesn't make sense because now it turned and, you know, it went wrong. But before it went wrong, it just looked like she was married to a police officer. So I guess the good clout turned into bad clout. Then we have the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is being in love. She did love him. She loved him. The 2 of Cups is joining of 2 souls, is unions, is partnerships. It is sharing. It says romance. It is they were partners. So that was her partner. She did love him. She loved him. Look at these 2 different people. These cats are like 2 different quote unquote races, 2 different kinds. But they shared the same boat. They were partners and they loved each other. And then lastly, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. It says, the Knight of Cups shows up when there is a declaration to be made. The Knight of Cups invites you to look at your beliefs and goals and to figure out if you're on the right path. So, it took some time for her. It says, don't be so quick to judge others when you're on this journey. So I guess she wasn't so quick to judge him, and she wanted to make sure that she was on the right path, and she wasn't sure, but she was willing to stick with him and work with him and maybe try to broaden his knowledge. It does not feel like there was any ill intent here, like she was just with him and didn't care that he was a bad person. It looks like she did want to change him or have some sort of impact on his life. Yes, she was worried about public image, but for the most part, she did love him. She loved him, and she did want to make sure she was on the right path. She did want to make sure that she was doing the right thing. Yep. Look at your beliefs and goals to figure out if you're on the right path, and the declaration was made. So when she figured that she wasn't on the right path, and that he was not good for her public image, and he was not a good person and did not coincide with her beliefs, then she made the choice to leave. Now we have the Magician on the bottom of the deck. I feel like that is her will. That's her willpower. Yeah, it's her willpower. It's her wisdom. It's her resources. And it is her ability to think independently. So she had to make a decision that was best for her and her family at the end. And he did not align with her beliefs. So I don't see that she was I don't feel any negativity here from her. I do feel maybe she was biased because she loved him. That was her partner, and she thought that she could broaden his knowledge, but she could not. Unfortunately, a person like that has to change themselves. So that would be today's reading on part 2, Derek Chauvin. But today was on Kelly Chauvin, however you say their names. Thanks, guys. Peace.